Nigel Farage, looking at the political landscape, I was talking during the break, I said, what do you think is most important? And you said, well, people think they've elected Mr. Cameron and gotten a change. They need to understand it's controlled change. They need to elect truly independent parties. And you see the UK Independent Party really surging and growing and being ignored by the media and demonized when they do cover it. And it's the same thing here. Now, every incumbent in the primaries, every incumbent is being defeated. Every establishment candidate is being defeated. So it does look like the awakening's happening. And I think as soon as people figure out that things stay just as bad with Cameron, just like with Obama from Bush, there's going to be a very fast wake-up here. Can you give us your take on that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, look, you know, millions of people are hopeful that Cameron somehow is going to be different. But, you know, the penny's going to drop, and they're going to realise that actually they've got somebody that looks different and sounds different, appears to be more reasonable. But the reality is we have surrendered our sovereignty. We have given away our ability to govern ourselves, and it doesn't matter a damn anymore who is sitting in number 10 Downing Street. And that's why parties like the UK Independence Party are going to continue to grow. And frankly, you know, that's what you need in America. Because, again, you know, I'm looking at it from 3,000 miles away. But I don't see the Republican Party actually offering any proper opposition to Obama. So start seeking alternatives. Start seeking candidates that have actually got the courage to stand up for democracy. At the end of the day, you know, what this really comes down to, it's a battle of democracy versus bureaucracy. And the global governments, they don't believe in democracy. They believe that they know best. They don't want the voters to change things. And that's the great battle. And I think we should really take heart, because people are, all across the Western world, waking up to what's being done to them.
And that's why the system is scared. You probably haven't had a chance to see it. I don't like to talk about myself here, but this is such great news. Zbigniew Brzezinski, 3 weeks ago, said to the CFR, for the first time, the entire world is awake. Our world government's in trouble. And now Bilderberg, a reporter for The Guardian, who, by the way, went for the first time last year making fun of us. Now he knows how real it is. He was there when they shut it down and closed it, and he overheard at dinner the main Bilderberg managers, the minions, before they arrived, talking about, oh, these horrible protesters, oh, that Alex Jones bullhorned us in Canada and in the U.S. It's so scary. Will they attack? And they sound like addled children who aren't connected to the real world. I'm reminded of George Bush Sr. on TV 10 years after they were adopted, not knowing what a food checkout scanner is. But you know, listening to these quotes he was writing down, they sound like, you know, almost these glow-in-the-dark people that can't even feed themselves.
No, I mean, listen, Alex, of course they're scared of you, and they've been scared, I must say, you know, in Britain and in the EU, they've been scared of me for many, many years, and this is the reason I've written this book, Fighting Bull. I've chronicled how they've tried to put obstacles in my path, how they've used the black arts against me for over a decade. They've done everything they can to rubbish me, to label me as an extremist, to try and keep me off the media. They've tried to do all these things because they're terrified of the arguments, because they know that in their hearts, most people, most of us who live in the Western world, are tax-paying, law-abiding, decent people. And when we realise what has been done in our name, we will rebel against it. And, you know, we just got to keep fighting. We've got to keep fighting. We know we've got right on our side. We know that in the end, democracy is the thing that will always triumph. We know that every time in the past there have been these experiments, whether it's communism, European federalism, or global governments, it does not work. So, you know, listeners, remember that. Bad though things are, be optimistic, don't give up, and keep fighting.
Well, I mean, in the last minute or two we've got, that is what's exciting here, is that reading these quotes, I mean, we're just normal, nice people that want freedom and sovereignty, and they're scared to death of us. They're scared to death of you. They are horrified that people are now testifying before the European Union Parliament about the world government. I mean, it shows that they're not invincible, that they are human as well.
Well, it does, and just give you a little example. Global warming. The whole hysteria over global warming. 2 weeks ago, Lord Monckton, Christopher Monckton, who's been on your programme before, and who was a luminary in the UK Independence Party, Monckton won a debate at the Oxford University Union the other week on the question of global warming. 2 years ago, with a young audience who'd been brainwashed, that would have been unthinkable. Completely unthinkable. And it just shows that through the efforts of all of us to make the arguments, to connect with the people, we're beginning to win.
If you just have right on your side, as the Texas Ranger founder said, that a man in the wrong can't stand up against a man in the right if the man in the right keeps on a-coming. And but I think it's well taken what you said, Nigel Farage, one of the founding members of the UK Independence Party, former leader of it, European Union member of Parliament, author of the new book that's out, that they're going to strike back, though. The empire is going to strike back. Give us the name of your book one more time.
It's Fighting Bull. I am the fighting bull of British politics. I'm the fighting bull of European politics. And you know what? A plane crash isn't going to stop me.
God bless you, sir. Thank you so much for spending time with us. We'll be right back from Bilderberg 2010 in Spain. Ladies and gentlemen, it's bigger than the victory at Trenton, what's happening right now. George Washington losing scores of battles, but winning that key battle. They understood the enemy wasn't invincible, and it was their perseverance that won the war. And I am so excited to be here and to be able to announce to all of you that we are so close to bringing down the New World Order. They have organized the collapse, but it's getting even out of their control. They are being identified. They are internally scared. They are internally upset. I mean, I can go on. Here's an example. I go on British radio every few weeks, local radio, national radio. I was on TalkSport, the most, largest, most listened to private radio network in England. And it goes into Scotland and the continent of Europe. Every caller agreed with me. I was on for over an hour, about 70 minutes. The host agreed with me. And I've been going on that station since it started probably 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And it was the opposite 10 years ago. And it's the same thing here in the United States, because everything we talk about is come true and is out in the open. We've done the research. We know what we're talking about. Now, the public is finally facing issues, and they're going to face the fact that these globalists are so evil that they are genetically modifying the food to sterilize us. That's now coming out, that is their agenda, and that it's worse than even the public thinks. Because, see, once I've been through this wake-up process in the last 17, 18 years. Really woke up about 17, 18 years ago in high school as a senior. Got politically active 15 years ago in the middle of college. And, I mean, I remember hearing the old-timers say they want a world government to exterminate us. And you'd say, oh, shut up, old man. And then you actually get the documents. These are not dumb old men that were saying all this. They were right about it all. And, yeah, I mean, I understand, folks, as the king of, quote, conspiracy theories. I'm not. I'm the king of facts here and reaching out to people and taking action. I mean, all I've done is my duty. And other people have emulated what I've done and taken it to even, higher levels. And we've trailblazed. But we don't have time to screw around. They are going to start wars very soon. You watch. Every one of our expert guests who's got their finger on the pulse agrees. I can see it. They're at their most dangerous. But I've always said this. It's better to force them to have to carry out their agenda than to let them do it their way and take their time. It's better to go head up against them, because then we got a chance of beating them. If we don't resist them, they're going to win for sure. And they can't stand the spirit of people that just say, you know what, kill me, put me in prison, destroy my name, lie about me, have your COINTELPRO operators pose as patriots and attack me from 1,000 sides. It doesn't matter what you do. I'm going to sacrifice my name, who I am in this. I am a kamikaze in the info war, a torpedo. And when you've got that commitment, you can't be stopped, ladies and gentlemen. And they can't stand it that we aren't going to back off. We aren't going to turn around. It's like a game of chicken with two giant speed trains, and we can't get off the tracks. I mean, I'm not going to turn. I'm not going to give up, because my goal in this mission is not to make it out of this. If I do, that's gravy. That's a gift from God. I don't say prayers every night. And again, I'm not up here on a high horse for us. I'm not up here on a high horse. I'm telling you where I come from. I don't say prayers at night like, God, give me this. Oh, God, protect me. God, do this and that. Sometimes I pray, please protect me if that's your will. I just ask God, help me to be a good person. Help me to be articulate. Help me to be focused. Help me to be strong. Please give me the energy and focus. Please. It's upsetting knowing all this stuff. Please. And God has just blessed me to a level I couldn't imagine and protected us and my family. And I have selfishly a few times said, look, let them do anything they want to me. Just please protect my family.